Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey Craner, and my friend Cecil Baldwin loves horror movies, and he's helping make this genre more approachable for me, and hopefully for you too, one film at a time in a random order. Are you squeamish about horror movies? Do not worry, we will tell you what happens. Adore horror movies? Great! Watch along with us each week. As always, check the show notes for content warnings about this week's episode discussion and film. This week we rolled a 6 for demonic and a 5 for bottle movie. Here is episode 322.
This week on Random Number Generator, horror podcast number 9, Devil 2010. Warning! Spoilers ahead.
We talk quite a bit on this show about the overlap between humor and horror, and rightfully so, but I don't know that we talk enough about the overlap between mystery and horror. Like, the Scream franchise is a great example of both. Like, we haven't covered those movies yet as of episode 322, but those are meta humor meets horror and essentially just bloody Agatha Christie stories. I loved mysteries growing up. I mean, who doesn't love a story with a great twist ending? The Sixth Sense, man. The Stepford Wives, Last Man on Earth. We've watched some really good ones for this show. Mysteries and twists fit so well into horror movies because horror is about the unknown. It's about the information being held from us. Spider on the wall is less scary than spider no longer on the wall. But horror is about the release of tension, too. The knife to the gut, the orchestral sting, the monster's form finally revealed, the devil's real identity. I really enjoyed this movie this week. It's classic Shyamalan. It's got that twist ending, and it's set in Philadelphia. For a bottle movie about people in an elevator, I was expecting like a chamber piece, a one-act play, something more Harold Pinter-esque. But we got a bottle movie with a cast of thousands, and every character has a place, a point of view, an identity. There's so many moving parts here, and it's all based on one of the oldest folk tales in the Western world, The Devil Went Down to Georgia, or Rittenhouse Square. Still, it's scary, it's fun, it's well-paced, and it pays off its promise. The scares here are structurally no different than a mystery about a serial killer. The blood in this movie is minimal. The deaths are pretty much off-screen or in blackout, and yet horror movie because devil, because heightened stakes. I don't know what makes a mystery and what makes a horror anymore. I think it's just lighting and soundtrack, but I love a reveal. I didn't know the ending of this film going in. I just knew someone in that elevator is the fucking devil, and we're going to find out in 90 minutes. Woohoo. Hi, Cecil.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Not including aircraft. What's the farthest you've been off the ground? What's your highest point?
Oh.
That you've been off the earth?
Okay, so mountains don't count because you're still technically on the earth, right? Because I've been on some tall ass mountains.
I think those count. Those are tough because we measure those above sea level.
Sure.
Which is hard.
I mean, like I climbed the summit of Kilimanjaro.
Oh shit! What's that height on Kilimanjaro?
Oh, I'll tell you in one moment.
That one's a big one. I'm gonna guess 12,000 feet.
19,000 feet.
Above sea level.
Above sea level.
Wow.
Uhuru Peak.
Yeah, I was thinking with buildings, it's always easier because you can, it's just all straight lines, so you can see straight to the ground,
Sure.
As opposed to that taper. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, obviously, like, I've been really high in the air just because I've been to, like, Santa Fe, right? Santa Fe is almost 8,000 feet above sea level.
Yeah, like high desert.
Yeah. So you have that going for you. But I was thinking in buildings, I think maybe the tallest building I've been to the top of is the Empire State Building.
Yeah, Empire State. I've been to Top of the Rock, Rockefeller, Top of the Rock.
I've
also been to Top of the Cock, which is the John Hancock building in Chicago.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We went to the cafe at the top of the Hancock building on tour one year, I think.
Like, you can pay like $25 to go to the observation deck, or you can go one floor below and have 2 cocktails for almost the same amount. And you get to sit there and chill out and like not just be like, look, we're really tall. Okay, elevator back down.
I'm too squeamish around heights. In a Ferris Bueller's Day Off, when they all lean their head against the windows of the observation at the Sears Tower looking down. That made me so dizzy in the theater. In fact, speaking of which, the scene where that man's hat blows off at the top of this building in Devil, I'm just on a TV, and I was like,
like, we have watched hundreds of horror movies for this podcast, and I don't think I've ever actually been as scared at anything other than that moment.
That was so scary.
Because for me, it's not the height, it's the edge fear. Like, I don't, like, as long, like, I can drive over mountains, I live in the mountains, that's fine. And I know that, even just, like, I have a friend that he has to kind of, like, close his eyes in the car when we drive over the mountains to get to Charlotte. And, but for me, it's more about being close to the edge, and that sort of vertigo kicks in. But as long as I have like 2 feet on the ground and I'm high up, it doesn't really bother me. But if I'm 2 feet on the ground and close to an edge where, I don't know, if I sneeze, I might die. I don't like it.
No, no.
And never mind the fact that this dude is like running full tilt after a nasty ass hat.
Those are the best hats, though.
They are the best hats. They've been well seasoned. But man, he gets to that edge. I was like,
yeah, absolutely not. You've seen this movie before.
I have, but it has been since 2010.
Okay.
So I remembered nothing about it other than it is exactly what it says on the tin. So I didn't remember who the devil was.
This is such like a perfect little movie, like an escapist film, right? Like, like nobody's going to be talking about this movie for an Oscar or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it likely doesn't even make your, it doesn't make your top 100 horror films of all time or whatever, but this is a rock solid movie. It is well put together. It is well paced. It is well shot. It is well acted. I love that it is a completely no-name cast.
Yeah.
And it is, there's a couple people you're like, I know that guy.
Yeah. Like Chris Messina, I definitely recognize. Bokeem Woodbine, recognize him.
Yes.
But I'm like, I don't know their actual names. I was like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, they're always so good in things.
And it's just a well-written script, and it does its scares well. It does its reveals well. Everything works as it should. And there's no real, like, surprise in the movie, even though it's a movie filled with these jump scares, these, like, surprise twists. But the movie itself plays out exactly as you think it's going to play out once you realize what it's doing.
What they're doing. Yeah, it struck me as very much like, wow, this is kind of like a action horror.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because it's literally just people sitting in an elevator.
There's so much, it's so much police procedural. And
police procedural. Listen, we're going to talk about elevator repair services. I'm sorry. The elevator repair service is out of business. What?
Uh-huh.
I don't think that's legal, you guys.
I was going to say, I feel like in order to pass inspection,
you need to have the elevator repair service. Also, with elevator repair, that's a union job. So, like, they're not just out of business.
Yeah, there's a lot of tiny little things here that don't make any sense whatsoever. But when the premise is there's the literal devil, there's no question that the devil is real.
Yes.
In this movie. I mean,
he's
characters question their belief in that sort of thing, but this movie sets up right away, listen, we're not going to fool you that there isn't really a devil or that the devil really is just the friends we met along the way.
Yeah.
This is a supernatural as all get out movie, and I love that about it. Even though at times it feels a little bit like I'm about to get a religious tract that explains to me the love and light of Jesus.
Have you heard the good news? The good news is the elevator is filled with a devil. The bad news is you are also in the elevator.
So we get this voiceover. It turns out we'll meet this character about halfway through the movie. This is Ramirez, who is one of the security team at this building. But we get this voiceover saying, my mom used to tell me the story about how the devil roams the earth and he looks for the people who are his evil souls and he gathers them together. He tortures them by pretending to be one of them as each of them. Basically, they all end up killing themselves. They all end up dying in some sort of way. This sort of like structure of this lore, I'm glad it's in a voiceover right at the beginning and it moves through in like 3 sentences, because if I think too long and hard about it, I'm like, wait, why? What? What's happening?
What? It's you could get one for full price, or you could get like 5 for 20% off.
It's a little bit like the Deadites, right? Like the devil just wants to play with his food.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Why not? Why
kind
not?
of like season it.
Yeah. Yeah, season as you go.
I was not a fan of the voiceover.
No.
Like, I was like, okay, cool. But like, I just started ignoring it, where I was like, what if we just watch the movie? Just watch the action unfold.
I had a moment later when we meet this voiceover character that I feel like we could have actually had him
just say
tell that story to our detective. And then that would have solved everything. And actually, I think it may have improved the sense that we don't actually know what's happening here.
Is it all coincidence? Is it supernatural? Is it a serial killer?
Yeah.
But because we get this voiceover, it is firmly planted, big red lights. Mm-hmm. The devil went down to Philly. But as much as I was like, on the voiceover, you know what I love? This opening credit sequence.
This upside down helicopter shot of Philadelphia is stunning.
Because it's gorgeous. It's really pretty. And 2, there is something uncanny and weird about seeing a cityscape upside down.
Yes.
Like, that is just something we don't do.
And it's not just an upside down. It's the way I was really studying the way it's cropped. Mm-hmm. Because you barely see any of the sky, like in the sense. So it does give a little bit of a sense that it's the vastness of the sea below you and the ceiling above you of the earth, and also the way the camera kind of lingers on things.
I know.
And looks at stuff. The curiosity of the camera is really intriguing.
Yeah, I was reading a novel last year. I'm sorry, I can't remember the author. But one of the characters in the novel was talking about being up high in a skyscraper and looking out at the city around him, and the fact that you can't really see the earth, you just see the sort of tops of buildings, and like what a weird perspective that you don't normally get from the ground, and how strange that is. Now imagine taking all that and flipping it upside down. Because, the devil.
Our movie or credits, lead us all the way down the elevator shaft of this building, and 333 Locust or whatever the address is, and into the lobby where we have the man with the noise-canceling headphones, safety headphones on, wax in the floor, and behind him we see a body crash into the top of a bread truck.
Oh, no. There's so much religious, not iconography, but nods, references. So locusts, I think it says like Bethel Bread Company.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit of sort of little hidden Old Testament, New Testament peppered throughout.
And that dead body is gripping a rosary.
I know.
Well. Yeah. All right, so we're going to get our Detective Bowden, Chris Messina.
Yeah.
I really like this character a lot. I like it when, I'm not here for propaganda, but I like watching competent people do things.
Yes.
And they have a very competent cop in this movie, and he is really likable. He's very easy to cheer for. And when we first meet him, he's at like a shitty little diner with his sponsor. We realize he is 9 months sober.
Yeah.
And we've got a little bit of like, bro, I think maybe you got to start believing in something bigger than yourself.
He's like, yeah.
The God that killed my family, I'm going to have a tough time believing in that.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
But even more than that, I love that the sponsor is, like Detective Bowden is like, I don't know. I don't want to, like, I have so much resentment. I hate talking about this. Why do we have to talk about this? And his sponsor's like, you can talk about normal shit with all your friends. I'm your sponsor. That's what we're here for. Let's talk about the hard stuff.
Bowden is called to the building because of the suicide.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty mechanical, mystery to solve. Like they're wondering if he was pushed, but he's like, well, he's clutching rosary beads, which is very much that's very much a suicide thing to do and not I'm getting murdered sort of thing to do.
But there's a mystery already.
The devil has used the suicide to call Bowden to this place.
Yeah.
It makes sense that they were wondering why is this truck in the alley, but they realized, he came from the building across the street, hit the truck, which then rolled from impact into this alley.
Yeah, and I think this is a really great way to set up, his Bowden's partner kind of points out, they're like, but there's only a 2-story building around here. So already we're in the land of, is it what is the nature of the mystery? Is it supernatural? Did the devil just spike somebody? Like a football in an end zone or what? But it's nothing but, just some good old fashioned police detective. He's like, well, there's no broken glass. So clearly he fell somewhere else. Let's walk it out. I love that. They're like, let's walk it.
We're also going to have this camera do the same kind of trick it did in the opening credits of the camera inside the lobby of this busy office building, following every person coming in. So the first person we see is Hoodie, which is Tony, but we see Hoodie Man standing outside looking a little shaky, suspicious.
I know.
And then
looking a little Unabomber.
Yep,
Just a little Unabomber there.
We're going to meet Vince, our mattress salesman.
Yeah, the salesman.
We're going to meet Suit. We're going to meet our old lady, Jane. Is all we know her name to be. Our young woman, Sarah.
Yeah.
And also Ben Larson, our security guard, who's a temp at this thing. But the way the camera moves and follows all of their confusion or looking around or suspicious behavior all the way into that elevator. Now I want to point out, you pointed out, how is this elevator repair company out of business? That seems like a plot hole. I want to point out this took me out of the movie for a second, Cecil. We're going to meet our two security guards, Lustig and Ramirez, that sit, they're in the camera room, basically, or the CCTV room. Lustig is watching a Flyers game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what time of day is it? This is a business day. This is a weekday in daylight hours. Why are the Flyers playing?
I don't even know what sport are the Flyers.
Oh, that's the hockey. That's the hockey team. Yeah.
They don't have like day
on
games?
Weekends. No.
Okay,
the NHL's not going to lose that money by having a Wednesday at 2 p.m. game.
I don't know how sports works.
No, I was like, what game are you watching? What is happening? Okay. We get right to it. These folks get on this fucking elevator. And Larson looks a little tense, and he's supposed to be, I like this notion that he's supposed to be running a letter upstairs.
Yes.
And his fellow guard is like, you've taken the stairs. It's
like
39th floor. Take the fucking elevator. He's like, gotta get my steps in.
But then he takes the elevator anyway. And as we learn much later, he probably was going to take the elevator the entire time because he is after somebody.
Wait, he's after somebody?
Yeah, he's after Sarah, right?
Oh, is he? I thought they just kind of made a connection between the two.
I mean, that's the thing about this movie is that, like, as we kind of uncover the backstory of who these people are, it's never explicit. Like, is it the devil that's put them all in the elevator? Is it coincidence they're all in the elevator? Is it, like, are they purposefully? So the whole thing was that the guard works for Caraway Security, and Sarah Caraway is, like, trying to, like, get a whole bunch of money from her husband who owns. And so, like, it's this possibility that the guard was sent to, like, assassinate her, essentially.
I see.
Now, whether that was the plan the whole time, because I'm trying to think who gets in the elevator first. It's the salesman, and then I think it's her. I think it's Sarah, and then the guard comes in kind of third. So it does seem like he's like, it wasn't, it would be weird if it was the other way around.
Yeah.
And then of course we get Mr. Mechanic sort of coming in there, as well as the old woman kind of. I didn't. Or maybe it was the like that. I don't remember.
I didn't focus much on any of those things because I think I knew from the setup. I think I just shut my brain off to all of that. The logical. What could be the connections between the things. Because deep down I knew it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Because I just sort of trusted the premise of the film all the way through that there's a devil on the elevator and all of these people are bad. And it's here to take their souls. Yeah. And it's going to play with their food a little bit. But no, that is interesting because we do meet Sarah's lawyer briefly. And it's kind of like some cagey dialogue. Like, we don't learn everything. But he's like, hey, listen, if you want to know who might be wanting to kill anyone, always look in the family first.
Yeah.
So there is some suggestion that maybe Mr. Caraway might be after young Mrs. Caraway in some form, knowing that she's going to this lawyer.
But then is it a kind of a red herring like the mechanic in his mysterious bag of tools?
It's all red herrings for the cops. It's there to slow the cops down. Ramirez says in the voiceover, he's like, a couple of the things about this game that the devil plays is that, one, it always begins with a suicide. Like this ultimate of like the ultimate Catholic sin.
Yeah, right. Like kind of opens the door.
It also will do anything it can to stop anyone. It does not like it when anyone tries to help. So the people who are helping are all at risk of being killed by the devil. But also, it wants to show people things, too.
Yes.
So it wants the people closest to them to see what's happening. And when we meet Tony's fiancée, when she gets brought in, she's made to watch the CCTV footage. And so it's like, it wants to show her. But it also wants to show Bowden this thing, too, because we don't learn too much about, like, in what way he is a bad person, but we do know he is an alcoholic. Yeah. So we do know that, like, he's flirted with some non-Christian things. And so there's a little bit where I think the devil wants to tease and poke this man.
Yeah.
So it doesn't kill him. It just distracts him constantly.
And I love that as a, sort of a film noir mystery device, which is detective gets pulled into a mystery unknowing that he is a key player in that mystery. Because he just, a police detective, they're supposed to be the kind of literal separation between church and state. The idea that they're an impartial investigator. But that's like to me seems like a classic film noir where you're like, nope, you have skin in the game, man.
So this elevator gets stopped. We're just all locked into this elevator.
Yeah, like 7 floors away from the tippy top.
It all kind of starts all disaster movies kind of start like, this is like kind of a normal little thing.
Yeah.
We bumped an iceberg. That's all. It just happens.
Yeah.
Nothing can sink this ship. I like the device that the guards can speak to them, but they can't hear. They can speak to them and they can see the people, but they can't hear them.
It just adds to this. The people in the elevator are in a capsule.
Yes.
And even though, the outside world can kind of peek in, it's a feeling of isolation that brings. So like when the music is on loop, the guards can't hear that.
Yeah.
It must be inferred. And let's say these guards are maybe not the most intuitive.
No.
Which is why when Detective Bowden shows up, you're like, oh, finally, somebody who's like, A, good at their job, and B, good at delegation.
Yeah, that's the thing. I thought that played out really well. I thought they handled the security team really well because they're not trained police.
Right.
They're not really even like going to be experts in any kind of situation like this. Like they sort of know who to call and what to do in the case of an elevator getting stopped.
And they know the building. They know the building pretty well. But yeah,
But the moment it elevates like when you start seeing assaults happening in the elevator, you're like, and that's where Lustig is such a great character because he's like, oh, we absolutely have to call the cops. So he knows the procedure well enough to bring in the other expert. And I thought they do all of this without playing the kind of insulting security guards game. I think it's very respectful to that job.
Exactly.
Without glorifying the job. It makes the job exactly what it is, which I thought was good.
And without going the opposite direction, which is having people that are like frustratingly inept.
Yes. Although Lustig deciding to stand over a puddle of water and move an electrical short is a choice.
Yeah. He's like, look, I found a stick. I'm going to hang it on this nail.
Unbelievable.
This metal nail.
Everyone on this fucking elevator is so annoying. It's so tense. And it's the characters are all big. This is a thing where it's a little bit. I think one of the harder things to do as a writer is make your characters big. And what that means is like heighten their personalities because you've got to express a whole lot in just a few words. For example, let's take our Vince, our salesman, that he's the most obnoxious person and can't stop being obnoxious.
Yes.
And Sarah is so like stuck up and standoffish, but everything kind of fits as you start understanding their dynamic and you understand why they were all brought there. Jane, our older woman, is, why don't you fix the elevator? Shouldn't you have a walkie-talkie? Aren't you even trained in it? Like she's the most like grandmother Karen type of all. And it ratchets up the tension so fast.
And I find it interesting that we're clearly at this stage, we're very much playing with sort of society Rorschach tests. Mm-hmm. Because we kind of know that one of them is the devil, pretty much.
Yeah. From
the title, we've kind of guessed that, and the voiceover. So the idea is like, which of these people do you hang your stereotypical questions about? Is it the shady white dude?
Uh-huh.
Is it the yuppie white dude? Is it the like sort of femme fatale pretty girl? Is it the security guard black man? Is it the annoying older woman?
Yeah, and some people info gets doled out a little bit more on these people because as we learn about security guard Ben Larson, that he has a long rap sheet.
Yeah.
Of assaults is primarily what his rap sheet is. Okay, the lights go out deliberately to start in this elevator because the security team on camera is like, hey, we're testing something. We're just going to try and reboot the system.
Cut the power.
Get it back online. The lights go out, and the camera kind of just barely hides it from view, but it appears that Vince grabs her ass, like right as the lights are going out.
Yeah.
Grabs Sarah's ass. And you're like, oh my God, so we've already set up that he's a creepo and a pervert. Because we've already met. Well, we'll learn later when we see the footage, he never touched her.
No. I don't even think it looked like he grabbed her ass. I think he's just sort of leaning on the railing.
It just hides it a little bit. I just had noticed that it doesn't. There's an element of doubt. We don't actually see the footage until later when we see the whole picture from the security camera of like, oh, he was 2 feet from her without moving his hands.
Yeah.
But it definitely wants to set up. We've already met him being kind of a creepy mattress salesman guy. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that he just grabs this young woman's ass, of course he would, because that's the type of person he is. The Rorschach test. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. As these attacks, these sort of, we kind of get the devil has an MO, which is like lights start to flicker. Mm-hmm. The lights go out. We hear some really kind of great sound design of grunting or kind of a whooshing sound and a growl that sounds very supernatural. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And yet, at no point do any of the people in the elevator say, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
Like they automatically assume it is one of the other people in the elevator at all times. Whereas I was like, did you all not hear that? Did you? There's something in here with us. I know that completely defies logic, and that's kind of the dance we're doing, especially, once we kind of learn more about our detective and, it's rationality versus sort of religion is the big showdown. It's doubt versus faith here.
Yeah.
But I don't know, if I heard that sort of whooshing sound and growling and people are being stabbed and there's no weapons, I'd be like, yeah, there's something else going on here.
I think for me, it's the repeated light flickering thing that the MO is the same every time, that I'm like, you guys, something's fucking with us.
Like, it happens once, don't notice it. Happens twice, notice it, but doesn't prove anything.
Yeah.
Happens 3 times, and people are being stabbed, we're being played.
But I guess when you're trapped in that, by the time we get to the last 2 people of Sarah and Tony, by the time we get to those last 2 people, I really could feel that sense of fright and tension. Like, if I were trapped in an elevator where I'm like, I know I'm not killing these people. She's the only one. It has to be her. She has to be the killer. Right. And so you're like, I can't put this down because I can't imagine some invisible force being a murderer inside there.
By that point, we're also to the, every time the police kind of get a clue, they're like, oh, this person has a shady past. Oh, they're dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty great. Yeah, when they start piecing together that like, oh, absolutely, it must have been Larson is going to kill the blood, blah, blah, blah. Then he just neck snapped, gone. Yeah. We're like, okay, well, a couple of things that are happening here. So starting in the camera room, when Bowden is brought in after, for the reason we call the cops, one of these light flickery things, all of the glass shatters in the ceiling, and there is a full-ass glass shard right through this Vince's neck. So this man be dead. And
even before that, we have what is it, Sarah?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Sort of stabbed? Question mark?
It feels like I got bit, and you look on her back when she shows the wound, and it does look like a giant dog bite.
Yeah, bites or claw marks or something. And I think that's the first time that Ramirez sees Mysterious face.
Yeah, there's kind of like a faint outline of a face of a devil in the footage.
And Lustig is like, I don't know, it's just it's static. I'm like, that looks pretty much like an evil face to me.
It does, but man, I was on Lustig's side. Like, Ramirez is, especially from 2026 point of view.
Yeah.
Ramirez is like not only like super religious, so quick to believe that this is a battle between good and evil. This is the devil on earth.
Sure.
But also that kind of like going frame by frame through any type of photography or footage to find anything that looks like the face of a ghost or the face of the devil. It's like, it's conspiracy hunting.
Yes.
And so I immediately was, even though I knew he was correct because of the movie, I'm still like, I don't like this guy. This is a person I would reject everything he had to say in real life. So I get why everyone's like, sometimes just weird shit appears on a screen. You're fine.
Yeah, that's right.
I might be like, hey, yeah, it kind of does look like a face. Anyways, are the cops here yet? We got to get to the bottom of this assault.
Yeah. So where's the repairman and all this?
This movie it doesn't want to stay in the elevator because I think it is afraid of a Pinteresque chamber piece, a true bottle movie, because that's a true bottle movie inside of an elevator would be real fucking hard. Yeah. So there's all kinds of side quests and adventures, and one of them is poor Dwight, who is the lone building repairman.
For this giant 50-story skyscraper. Doesn't have an assistant.
Yeah.
And also the fact that, like, when they contacted, they're like, hey, we got a stuck elevator, or no, like, we got a problem. He's like, yeah, some dude jumped out of the fucking window. I'm up here fixing it. Oh, we got another problem? Seems suspicious to me.
Dwight's kind of sent all over the place trying to get to the bottom of this elevator thing. This character is this guy's fine. He's, doing a great job as the actor, and it's all intriguing. It's all very pulpy, though, because none of this makes any sense that this is approved work. Because he has to go to the rooftop and get into the elevator shaft, and he has a carabiner made out of recycled aluminum cans.
Yes.
And he's going to rappel down into the elevator? Like, is that his job? Do people who are supers at high rises, do they go into the shaft?
Why not just go one floor up?
Yeah.
But as we learn, the devil's afoot. So all these very logical, it can't be done. Mm-hmm. Like, even by the time the police get there, the fire department can't get in. Kind of normal protocols have been stymied because of the devil.
Yes. Which I understand why his carabiner breaks. I just don't understand what job outside of firefighter intense rescue mission would require you to rappel down an elevator shaft.
Starting or growing your own business can be intimidating and lonely at times. Your to-do list may feel endless with new tasks, and lists can easily begin to overrun your life. So finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything as a built-in business partner can be a game changer. For millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From household names like Gymshark, Rare Beauty, and Heinz, to brands just getting started. Shopify has hundreds of ready-to-use templates that can help you build a beautiful online store that matches your brand's style. And you can tackle all the important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. No need to save multiple websites or try to figure out what platform is hosting the tool that you need. And if people haven't heard about your brand, you can get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you, with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns to reach customers wherever they're scrolling or strolling. Start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify, and start hearing. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. That's shopify.com/realm.
Marvel Television's Wonder Man, an 8-episode series, now streaming on Disney+.
A superhero remake, not exactly what we'd expect from an Oscar-winning director.
Action! Simon Williams, audition for Wonder Man.
I'm gonna need you to sign this, assuming you don't have superpowers.
I'll never work again if anyone found out.
My lips are sealed.
Marvel Television's Wonder Man. All 8 episodes now streaming, only on Disney+.
Yeah, so now we've got Ramirez and Bowden in the same room together, too. So now Ramirez is finally saying, oh, yeah, I think there's you see the devil image here? And even Bowden's like, okay, dude.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so.
Hey, you want to see something? Here. This is my character's crux. Like the cross that I bear is this coupon. Mm-hmm. My wife and kid were killed by a hit-and-run driver. That hit-and-run driver wrote on the back of a coupon, I'm so sorry, and that was all he could do. And uncaring God. You want me to believe in this? Okay, well, I don't. What kind of God? Etc., etc., etc.
The only other thing we learn about the man who jumped off the building at the start of the film is inside his office they found a suicide note that said, I can hear the devil's footsteps. Is kind of the key line.
I like this idea that the sort of meet cute flirt relationship, as it were,
of Bowden and this forensics woman.
The forensics, yeah. I mean, it's an interesting, like, again, like the writing is good here. It's very like action oriented, where she's like, listen, normally suicide notes are like crazy, or they're very logical, but they're rarely both. And this one is very logical up until the last sentence, and then it gets kind of crazy. So what do we do with that?
We get the fireman is another side quest that's happening. I love this made me think of La Cabina, the short, the Spanish horror short that we covered, of just all of the different people rushing to try to do something about this thing. And a very similar sort of thing in La Cabina, which is a person trapped in a box sort of thing. And
have you tried turning it off and back on again?
And that's...
Have you tried hitting it with a stick really hard? Have you tried flipping it over?
You tried running at it with a muscle man.
Yeah.
And these firefighters cannot pry these elevator doors open to get to it. And they have, because the drama happening inside the elevator, they're like, we're going to cut through the wall. Through the concrete barrier around the elevator shaft.
This is why I kind of love Messina as a protagonist, because he's like, I don't know, do it. You've got insurance. That's what it's there for.
Yeah.
Make a hole.
By making him so competent, it's so great because because you have to thwart that competency at every step.
Yeah.
And you show a man who is very, very good at his job. He makes the right decisions. Everything should work perfectly. And the story of the devil, just literally in this movie, is the devil can thwart any human action. But metaphorically, like, sometimes it doesn't matter how good you are at things, shitty things happen.
Yeah. Sometimes things just don't work out. You know, which is why the sort of the Ramirez, listen, man, have you ever seen a kid fall down and his head almost misses the coffee table?
This is so stupid.
When the devil's around, that kid's going to get brained on the... Like, things just don't work. I'm like...
Okay.
What?
And then he demonstrates with a piece of buttered toast that falls butter side down
like,
onto the floor.
The jam side fell on the floor. Everything doesn't work out when the devil's around.
You know what I shouted when this happened? Because I'm still hung up on the hockey game being played. I'm like, what time of day is it? Because I'm like, buttered toast? Who has buttered toast?
Are you having breakfast?
Is this breakfast? I mean, sure, we saw Bowden at breakfast, but what hockey game was he watching? What?
It's like 11 o'clock. Maybe they were doing an international expo game. Is that a thing that hockey players do?
Yeah, could be. Very much could be.
So let's see. Okay.
So we've got
mattress salesman dead. Sarah stabbed. We're about ready to have our old lady hanged.
Yeah, that was the craziest one. That's the death that I'm like...
I know.
Who had a noose and got that strung up so fast?
Well, it was the cord from one of the electric lights.
Still...
But no.
That's not quick. That's so fast.
In the dark.
Yeah.
By that point, I'm like, there's something funky going on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. You hanged someone.
Hinged.
You hinged them up. You hoisted them up using electric wire that you found in the dark, and then you just like picked them up, wrapped it around there, tied a knot.
Yeah.
In like 15 seconds. I call impossible.
Yes.
And if I was, the other thing that I found kind of like interesting about this elevator, trapped in the elevator, no one ever sits down.
No.
That would have been the first thing. I'd be like, well, everybody, I would just be like, okay, there's a dead person here. You've been stabbed. Just everybody sit down, sit on your hands, which we kind of get to when, Messina's like, just face the wall, put hands on the wall. That way, like, you can see, everybody's doing the thing.
Yeah.
But then, of course, Sarah's like, I'm pretty. The rules don't apply to me.
Yeah. Well, and I love that she's always conniving a thing. Like, that's part of her bit. Like, when we learn her story is that she is this, classic trope of a woman kind of like sleeping and lying her way up to the top.
Yeah.
Taking advantage of wealthy men. and
the manipulator
manipulating their situations. But she's already set up to frame Vince by having him pretending that he grabbed her ass.
Yeah.
And then later when it's the showdown between her and Tony, we're like, I'll put my shard down if you do. And then the camera pans to show that she's got one in reserve in her back pocket. Anyway, so now we got Salesman we got Suit is dead, Old Karen is dead, and Bowden is really trying to go through to figure out who is who in there. And the camera resolution isn't high enough to read their licenses. So he's gone through, he's had his assistant go through the sign-in sheet. And he realizes after they whittle it all down, they've got a name for everyone on there. They've managed to piece together who everyone is, except for this guy, for Hoodie, for him. Because we managed to, the last name we tracked down was Jane Kowski, who is this old woman.
Yeah.
And then,
but then we learn
this guy didn't
even
sign
that's
up.
a red herring because his name is Jane Kowski.
Jane Kowski.
Not
that's
Jane
his last name.
Kowski.
Yeah.
But Jane Kowski.
Mm-hmm. So it's her, it's the old woman who didn't sign in. Okay, so poor Dwight is climbing down, and that carabiner snaps, and he lands on top of this elevator. And these poor people in the elevator see the roof, the ceiling caving in, and just blood pooling. And the radio is still on, so they can hear all of the conversations with the cops.
Which, at that point, I know, like, mechanic dude has already tried to climb up, and then someone freaks out, be like, he's trying to escape. You're like, girl, where's he going? Where is he going? But now there's a body on top of the thing, and I'm like, you now have a way to communicate with the outside world.
Yeah, Tony wants to climb up there and see if there's some other door he can pry open. But we've built up the distrust so much that Larson's like, no, you get your ass down here. Everyone stays in this room together.
I'm like, distrust? Yes, please find an exit. You're trying to escape? We've been in here for hours, and 2 people are dead.
We don't even know what time of day it is. I'm missing the 2 p.m. Flyers game.
You are missing the 2 p.m. Flyers game. The 9:30 a.m.
Yeah, the 9:30 a.m. Flyers versus Devils. Sure, yeah.
That's it.
But by him pulling Tony down, it heightens Tony's distrust of Larson, being like, hey, remember when we got on and you were so claustrophobic? You don't seem so claustrophobic now. That seems like maybe that was an act. Okay. When our old woman, Jane Kowski, winds up hung, it's a really great little scary beat where Larson tries to light a match.
Yeah.
And we see a brief, a devil face behind him.
Yeah. And the devil face in this is I kind of like the design. It's sort of figure in darkness with white bandages kind of wrapped around their head only.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that scare. That was a good one. Oh, we skipped over another pretty good scare, which is the mechanic dude when he's crawling around underneath the elevators.
Yes.
And one of them falls and leaves him just enough room because he's, I don't know, trying to clear out a raccoon. I'm like, you need to leave that raccoon alone.
Him and Lustig.
You have other things to do besides catch a raccoon.
Dwight just seemed like a Simpsons character. I couldn't place what his character was doing. He's just such a goofy character.
Groundskeeper Willie.
Yeah. This movie reminded me a little bit of, what was the movie from the 90s? The Game, the Michael Douglas.
Yep.
It's a movie just designed to be wild and fun, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
At no point in time does it have to make sense. It just has to make barely enough sense.
Yeah.
And it's a haunted house, right? It's a
psychological haunted house that's do you trust the people around you? Mm-hmm. Are they manipulating you? Is it coincidence?
Right.
Is it pre-planned? I remember the first time I saw this movie, and a little bit this time because I kind of didn't remember the ending from the first time I saw this. I was wondering if the devil was jumping bodies, because each character has a moment where they just kind of go off the rails. Sarah has a moment where she kind of gets a look in her eye and gets real vengeful. Same with Mechanic Dude. And I was like, I wonder if the devil is like hopping into a body, making them say some unhinged shit, and then removing himself from the body. So that way everybody gets a little bit of devil.
I had thought early on, although I didn't convince myself of it, I was like, I think the devil might be what's his head? The salesman. Like, it's just the first one dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the first one,
like the fake out death. Yeah.
And then I thought maybe the one that was going to make me the mad ending, the one that I would have thrown my TV, was, I thought, what if it's Bowden? You know what I mean? Like, what if Bowden turns out to be the devil? Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to go anywhere when you're ready.
Angry.
Yeah, I would have been so mad. It's like, oh, he's the devil because he started drinking again, and God doesn't like. I was trying to think of what ending is going to piss me off, and that's the one I made up in my head. Or if Ramirez was the devil, because I was like, how do you?
I know, right?
How do you twist this around?
No, I think this movie, as it goes on, it is very apparent that this movie is very sincere. It is quite sincere in its faith versus doubt debate,
which I really appreciate about it. I really appreciate listen. We've talked about it before. It's exhausting watching horror movies where we spend a lot of time wondering, is this real or not real, and the ambiguity of did this really happen. That can be really entertaining, but it can also be really exhausting.
I think it's also the difference that 16 years has made between this movie being made and now is that we are, I think, just kind of a more cynical worldview in general. So I think, moreover, we are much more willing to doubt anything and everything that we see in media.
Because it's either a lie created by a fascist state, it's a lie created by a liberal media, it is AI, it is... Yeah, it is just trolling. It's like its intentions are wrong. But even we've talked about in horror film in general, like this kind of 21st century, especially the last 10, 15 years of filmmaking, where the trauma narrative, but by extension, it's not just the trauma narrative. It's the idea that the monster represents something other than what it is, that ultimately it's a metaphor for this, that, or the other. Whereas this movie is like, it's not really a metaphor. It's just the devil, man.
It's just, the devil, the devil goes after bad people. And unless you ask for forgiveness, it's pretty cut and dried Judeo-Christian.
Very Christian, right? Like the full on, like just devil. And this feels like a leftover, like a kind of a last gasp of monoculture, this movie.
Yeah, for real.
Chaos is ensuing outside the elevator in the building, too, because we're, we got to shut off the water.
Yeah.
We got to shut off the water and the electricity so that the firefighters can saw through the wall to get to the elevator. Also, they've evacuated this building and brought everyone downstairs. People seem to be like locked into the building, too. Yeah. They're not allowed to leave because they're still asking questions. The woman that we learn is Tony's fiance is milling about outside trying to get into the building, and she manages to get in because while shutting off the power, Lustig falls into the pool of water where this...
Yeah.
I'm like, he never watched any of those G.I. Joe PSAs, did he?
No. Zap.
Knowing is half the battle, Lustig.
Which I especially like when the chaos sort of starts breaking out in the lobby at Lustig appearing.
Because and that's the distraction that fiancé needs to slip inside.
And I don't think we know she's his fiancé at that point. Like,
no, we don't.
I was like, at this point, we're like, he has a bag. He's got a bag. He doesn't have a bag. You're like, is he like a Unabomber? That's what I was like, this man has planted a bomb somewhere in this building.
Yeah, I was
and
like,
she is his accomplice. This is the Weather Underground.
You know, I think there's like some suggestion with that bag and the fact that he hid it and the fact that she has like a neck tattoo.
It's the neck tattoo. It's the like.
It's the implication of like drugs.
I'm deep in my hoodie. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like this movie is playing really hard with what do you assume about people based on their exterior versus what do you actually know about them?
Yes.
And especially what do you know about their deep, dark secrets? The devil knows.
Because even Bowden is this kind of like young, handsome, put together detective. Like everything about his life, you look at.
He's
and be
so
like,
competent in every
so
other way.
Good.
Yeah.
He's so smooth. He's a great flirter. Because he's not skeezy about it. It's just that his moments with the forensics detective they're sweet and nice, and everything about him seems great. But this man was suffering from the demon of alcoholism as well. We're piecing together all of these kind of like red herring stories. So Sarah, we've covered earlier. We finally make the connection to Caraway, which is the security team that works at this building.
Which is unusual that this temp just showed up for one day. Also, the mattress salesman, we've kind of gotten, he had a letter in his pocket, which we trace that. We find out that he's just like some Ponzi scheme. Everybody, like he's your typical shady investment banker business guy.
So the Better Business Bureau is interesting to me because it's just a volunteer. So like you don't, the Better Business Bureau is not a federal agency, right? It's a thing you sign up for and you pay the money and then you get like a little sign that says, I'm a member of the, little check mark and I'm on the thing. So
People
I'm
have
like,
checked us out.
Yeah. And I'm like, what? This is a weird plot point that the Better Business Bureau has a series of reports on this man. That's all. I just thought that was very, very interesting and very strange. It's just, I don't know. I don't think much of the Better Business Bureau is having just a lot of information, really, at all, to dole out or keep secret. But we do learn that he has a lot of people that would want to kill him.
Yeah. We've also learned that Mr. Mechanic was in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
I want to say. So like they're like, oh, you're a trained killer and you also seem kind of on edge. Is he snapped? We get a little bit of the Jane, the old Karen. We get footage of her just like fucking not shoplifting, pickpocketing.
Yep.
And then I think after she dies, her purse falls open, which again, I was like, somebody just got stabbed or bit. Everybody empty out their pockets.
Yeah.
You too, old lady. I want to see what's in your purse.
Yep.
But she finally does die. And then we see, she's got like 1 million wallets in there. So again, it's like everybody has this shadiness about them that we have to uncover.
This movie, what it's so good at, it's good at a lot of things, but I think, as we talk about it, like the longer you kind of talk about this movie, the more you find these weird cracks and holes and stuff that doesn't make any sense. But if you're going to make a movie where you don't want people to like stop down and think, wait, why is there a Flyers game on at 9 a.m.? Whatever, those moments, as long as you keep shit moving, you don't allow anyone to have time to think, wait, why would this and that? And anyways, you don't have to be that tight if you are moving quickly. Yeah. And this movie does not hold still for long.
Like the editing is crazy in this movie.
Crazy. Like it's so like I feel
in a good way.
In a great way. It's really compelling. It packs so much into 90 minutes. And it made us I'm saying this because as we've talked through, I usually can kind of keep on the rails like the chronology of the film, and it's so hard to do with this movie because everything's happening all at once everywhere. Okay, we're kind of at this point now where we see like Larson and Sarah kind of have partnered a little bit in the elevator because you're like, that guy seems unhinged.
Yeah.
And it's in this penultimate light flicker, blah, 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 lights back on, and again, Larson's neck is just rotated 180 degrees. So you got to think, you did that, my dude. This is what she's saying. And he's like, this is the first moment that anyone on the elevator has thought, there's something going on. Because he's like, I don't know how you did that. Because she is like 105 pounds, 5 foot.
Yeah.
We also learn from Ramirez's voiceover that the devil wants to show, it makes sure that the last death is shown, that the final death is shown to the person who would care the most in the world.
Yeah. Kind of like rubbing your nose in it. So like even if you didn't die in the Devil's Meeting incident, you walk away a changed person. Probably for the worse, is the theory.
And that voiceover happens the moment the movie introduces us to his fiance outside on the street trying to get in. But it's this, she's managed to get inside the building. We have this showdown with Tony and Sarah. They're both kind of on edge, and then lights flicker, come back up, and she is not dead, but dying with...
Like stabbed in the neck.
And so now he's our last man, and this is where we see the fiance inside the camera room, and this is where we learn his name's Janikowski. You're like, Jane... Motherfucker, and then that old lady rises up in the elevator. Black contact lenses and everything. She got that LASIK.
I love a black contact lens. I'm going to Turkey to get that shit done. Or Coney Island or wherever the fuck you do to do that.
Yep. Oh, God, it's so good. Are you ready for your turn, Anthony?
Maybe?
I guess.
Yeah.
And now, here's our big reveal. It's not just that the devil turned out to be the Karen lady.
It's his wig. Because I got to say, the wig that they put this man in.
Oh, dear.
Wig.
We needed to flash the Sarah Griff bat signal up.
Wig.
Yeah.
Wig.
Whig. He is a member of the Whig party. Yeah, we get the flashback to Tony. His wig is so bad, and he's had too many beers that night, and
he's reaching for another brewski, which are like underneath the passenger seat while driving 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, he has no cup holders, and he is crashing. He just T-bones this car, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the devil.
Yep.
Here's the thing. Again, because the devil is the villain of this movie, and it is a supernatural, the story is the devil wants to teach people a thing. Like, the devil is a truly moral character. I don't think you could do a murder mystery with this as the reveal in a realistic arc. But because it's the devil, I'm like, I buy it. I totally buy it.
Because I think there's things, we're kind of playing with the idea that there are things from people's past that they can't even admit to themselves.
Right.
Never mind admit to society at large.
Yeah.
And like if this were a, Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot kind of joint, the inspector would have no way of knowing that, because that's the kind of thing that you bury way, way, way down deep.
Yeah.
But the devil's like, I was there the whole time. But what I think, and I think is interesting, and where this movie kind of makes it stand, is he admits it. He begs forgiveness, which is so delightfully Christian of him. And the devil's like, oh, man, asking for help. Oh, shit. Well, you were going to taste so good, but now I can't touch you.
There's a moment between Ramirez and Bowden leading up to this showdown with the devil in the elevator, where she's like, okay, Bowden has seen too much.
Yeah.
To not listen a little bit to Ramirez, because there's too much crazy shit happening. And so Bowden is like, I am willing to accept whatever nutso thing you're saying, Ramirez, because let's just say your scenario is correct. This is how this all works. How does it end? How do you fight it? Like, what is let's get to the folklore of this. Again, I like it because of the way we're just having to build things. There's always an easier way to solve these things. Ramirez basically says, well, there's no real short answer. I mean, you kind of have to you have to get people to see themselves for who they really are. Yeah. And I'm like, Ramirez, the answer is you have to atone. You have to admit your wrongdoing. You have to confess your sins to Christ. That's really the answer.
That's it. But not before not before Ramirez is like, actually, when I found one of the creepiest things was when Ramirez gets on the microphone and just starts
praying in Spanish.
Yeah. Just like, witches, be gone, turn your face to the Lord.
This man is he made me crazy. Well, and then he fully misses a murder Because he's busy praying.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It makes the devil mad, though.
I know we're kind of like, oh, this is so Christian, and it is very Christian. This sort of like, you have to like confess your sins to Jesus. I think what I liked about this that felt more humanistic and less Christian to me, even though it is explicitly Christian because of the presence of the devil, there's nothing in this movie that says you have to ask for forgiveness. So the way it's framed is Bowden is going to offer his forgiveness. But it's not about the forgiveness, right? It's about you actually have to atone.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to accept that your atonement will not work. Because it's not the forgiveness that saves him.
Yeah.
It is the fact that he is willing to take responsibility for what he did.
It's because he offers his life in exchange for Sarah's.
Yes.
And that is the devil's bargain that he couldn't make however long ago.
Yes, that he couldn't stay at the crime scene, and because he could have maybe have saved them by trying to help them. But yeah, the moment he made that error, he never admitted it to himself or anyone. So I think atonement is more the message rather than the forgiveness. I think the forgiveness is... I like that the forgiveness wasn't the goal. The forgiveness was the choice made by Bowden to say, as he's driving him to the prison, to jail, to book him, is to say, honestly, I always thought if I ever met you, all the horrible things I would say and do to you, and I forgive you. And it's just, I don't know, just moment of grace, and that felt very human to me.
Yes.
It's the human pill inside the peanut butter coating of Christianity. Or maybe it's vice versa. I don't know. The devil is great because the devil's like, oh.
Nuts.
Nutso.
Oh, well, I'll get you next time. But yeah, after Bowden offers his listen, I could totally pull this car over and just beat you up or throw you into a ditch. But instead I forgive you. And then we have our lovely shots of Philadelphia again. Yeah. This time it's the right side up. Because we're good with God.
They got right with God.
That's right.
If we wanted to say this movie, no, it's not quite Christian. Well, we land it real hard because we get Ramirez's voiceover and says, Mom used to tell us these stories about the devil, but she would always comfort us because she says the reason why we tell stories about the devil, because if the devil is real, then God must be real too.
Sure.
It's a specious argument. I don't know, but hey.
Feels good.
Feels good, and what a fun fucking movie. The end. Shall we rate this film, Cecil?
Yes, let's.
All right. How approachable is Devil if you are horror movie averse on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being not at all approachable and 10 being very approachable? Man, I might give Devil 6 out of 10 car wash coupons. I think it's not really bloody. There is blood in it.
Yeah.
But every death, it shows right to the point where somebody's about to die, and then it goes to black or it cuts scene.
Yeah.
So you see the before and the after, but you don't really watch the death. I think it
all happens in the darkness.
But the tension is high, and the stuff that's at stake is pretty intense. I think suicide by falling is really intense. Seeing just a person hanging is intense.
Yeah.
There's
also a lot of jump scares.
There's a ton of jump scares.
The soundtrack is doing some heavy lifting here.
This movie is built like a haunted house. It is there to constantly keep you on edge and scare you. So that's why it's kind of middling. But it's not gory. It's just a fun, tense. It's tension, payoff, tension, payoff, tension, payoff.
Yeah.
Throughout. You also see in darkness child's dead body because of the DUI car wreck at the end and the flashback. And also heights. If you got a thing about heights, I think that hat flying off the building is one of the scariest things I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah.
Gut-wrenching. Go watch this in IMAX if you can. So that's about approachability. To speak nothing of approachability, Cecil, how do you rate this as a horror film?
As a horror film, it's pretty darn good. Again, it's not going to become your favorite movie of the week, probably, that you're going to watch over and over and over again, but definitely a fun night on the couch.
Yeah.
And
I would say this feels like a movie you could watch over and over again because it is so fast paced. It feels like
I meant more of a like it's probably won't become your cult favorite that you're like,
oh yeah,
like it's not an Evil Dead in that respect.
Right, yeah.
I think it does warrant a rewatch because then kind of knowing how it ends, it's one of those where, like any good mystery, once you know the ending, you're like, oh man, I'm going to go back and see what clues I missed along the way.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I would say 6 out of 10 raccoons in an elevator shaft.
Mm-hmm. Chekhov's raccoon did not go off. I was fully anticipating that when Lustig is trying to move that electrical wire, standing over the puddle and being so
the
careful.
Raccoon just bats it, like,
well, I thought the raccoon was going to run and scare him. It's like that's where Chekhov's raccoon has to pay off. But it didn't. Okay, let's figure out what movie we are going to watch next. You've got a scare die. I've got a style die. We're going to roll those up and see what movie matches those two things. So, Cecil, on your scare die, if you roll a 1, our next movie scares clowns or dolls. 2, ghost. 3, conspiracy. 4, a psycho killer. 5, some kind of being with no legs. Or 6, the undead.
That's a 6.
Boy, put it on, take it off.
That's it.
6 just doesn't stick around long on these dice. Okay, that was our first week for undead, and we're going to match your undead with the style that I roll. If we roll a 1, style is wild card, whatever undead movie we want. 2, something with a one-word title. 3, a movie from the 1960s. 4, it's got to be based on a book or other media. 5, it's got to be a sequel, prequel, or remake. Or 6, it's got to be not for the squeamish. All right, let's see what we got here. I got a 1, wild card, undead. All right, so wild card, undead. This is going to be pretty straightforward. We picked 3 movies each. We're going to talk about what we picked, and then we're going to roll a die. I think it is your turn to roll a die for this one, Cecil. And then that'll be our movie. What did you put on here, Cecil?
Number 1 for me is a film that I have not seen, but I'm very curious about. And it is Dead of Night or Death Dream, depending on...
It's like a 70s, 1970s?
US 1974. I think this sounds like a really interesting take on the zombie undead thing, in that it's a Vietnam veteran who returns home, but he's not quite who he used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sounds like a little monkey's paw kind of situation there. I don't know. It just sounds like an interesting take on post-Vietnam society.
Yep.
I also put I Walked with a Zombie.
Oh,
1943. Yes. I thought a little bit of horror homework. Again, a movie I've not seen. Like RKO Pictures, Val Lewton, Caribbean Sugar Plantation. We've got some crazy zombie activity. Thought it might be kind of interesting to go back and do some old zombies.
Love that.
And then to balance that out, Planet Terror.
Oh,
which
sure.
is the Robert Rodriguez zombies versus army men.
Yes, perfect.
And strippers.
Yep.
Go-go dancers.
That's right. I put down 3 movies that only one I've seen, but here the first one I wrote, which I haven't seen yet, and we haven't covered for the show, Shaun of the Dead.
Oh my God, this movie is so good.
Zombie comedy, just quintessential.
It is. I mean, this is very required viewing.
It is required viewing. We need to get to that. One that is horror element comedy, and it's not zombie. I wanted to get something that wasn't zombie, but is undead, is Death Becomes Her.
Oh, yeah.
The Robert Zemeckis. Is that Zemeckis that did Death Becomes Her, I think? Anyways,
right.
Goldie Hawn, Meryl Streep, Bruce Willis. Great comedy. The Broadway musical adaptation, surprisingly good. And then finally, I put down Handling the Undead.
I don't know this movie at all.
This is by the same guy who did Let the Right One In, same author.
Oh, right.
John Lindqvist. And it's this is going to be more horror as trauma narrative, modern, thoughtful, less horror, and more how do we deal with grief?
A thinker.
a thinker. I read this book, and I think it's a very thoughtful and interesting book, and I'm just curious about how the movie gets handled. And there you go. So those are our 6 movies, and I think they're all real good ones. So Cecil, you want to tell us which one we're going to watch? I will tell you the numbers right now. 1, Death Dream. 2, I Walked with a Zombie. 3, Planet Terror. 4, Shaun of the Dead. 5, Death Becomes Her. 6, Handling the Undead. What are we watching, Cecil?
That's a 4.
We're going to watch Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, thank God.
This little movie that I think you guys should have to watch because it's a movie not many people have seen.
It's a gift.
I'm excited. Well, we're on quite a run of getting to see some movies I've wanted to see for a while. Yeah. Devil is one as well. We're going to do it. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Cecil, for talking with me. And if you have thoughts on Devil or ideas for other movies that would have been good, what's your undead wild card movie? What undead movie do you want to see? Let us know at Random Horror 9 on Blue Sky, Instagram, or on Patreon, where our discussion threads are open to anyone, free members or paid members alike. And watch Shaun of the Dead with us this week, and come on back next week for a new episode. Have a restful night with no raccoons in your elevator shaft or nothing. Boo.
Boo.
Random Number Generator Horror Podcast number 9 is hosted by me, Jeffrey Craner, and Cecil Baldwin. Find more of our work on the podcast Welcome to Night Vale. This show is produced by Night Vale Presents. It is edited by me with music by Cecil and logo by David Baldwin. See original artwork for each episode by David on Instagram. Join us for live streams on Patreon. Watch our recording sessions on YouTube. Chat with us on Blue Sky and contribute to our movie selection process on Letterboxd. We're in all of those places at Random Horror 9. Today's scary story. Someone in this stuck elevator with you is the devil, but someone else is a mechanic, and these other 2 are accountants. There are lots of cool jobs to have.